Paying $500 a month or even more on your car loan? That's $6,000 or more a year, getting you zero rewards. Until now, the Fasten Rewards Visa card gives you 3 times points on any auto lease or loan payments. Yes, your actual loan payments. Plus 4 times at Fasten Partners and 3 times on all auto spending. Finally, a card built for how drivers actually spend money. And here's the best part. Fasten was founded by a fellow Husky who understands what it takes to win, whether that's on the court, field, or with your wallet. Redeem for travel, cash, gift cards, or your next down payment. Apply at fasten.cc/apply and start stacking rewards on every payment. The Fasten Rewards Visa card is powered by Hino and issued by Celtic Bank, pursuant to a license by Visa USA Inc. All cards are subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply. Rewards are subject to change. Visit fasten.cc/legal for full program details. We are back with Joe after a big performance this week against BC. So, Joe, appreciate you hopping back on.
Thanks for having me, Jared.
So let's start with the big story that I think's been dominating everyone's mind over the past few days here. How was the bye week golf? Did you get that in?
I did, yeah. I got 2 rounds in. Um, I didn't get any better, that's for sure. Um, yeah, I mean it was good to get out there, but I played about how I expected to play.
All right, hey, but it's good to get out there, clear the head a little bit during the bye week, right?
No doubt.
So before we get into any of the BC games stuff, though, how was the bye week, and how do you think that just helped the team get in a good place heading into Saturday's game against BC?
Yeah, I think it was huge. I think it allowed some of our guys that might have been a little banged up to get a little extra rest and get back to 100%, which was big on both sides of the ball. And then also just getting those couple extra practices. Coach Moore had a great schedule for us, to where we got uh, 3 extra practices. So you're just getting a lot more reps on a team, and you're getting ahead of the curve a little bit. And then getting to watch football on Saturday is always fun as well.
Yeah, I bet. The offense in the first half it seemed on Saturday was just humming. Did you feel just locked in early on in that game?
Yeah, a lot of things were clicking. We scored in the first drive, started fast, which is what we wanted to do, and we're able to keep things rolling. But I think that kind of goes to the extra reps and just the extra preparation we had, but also just the guys on the offense being prepared for the different things that they threw at us, and we were able to adjust.
Yeah, it seemed like, especially in that first half, the offensive game plan really focused on the passing game versus the running game there. I'm not sure quite how the numbers broke down, but at least it seemed that way to me. Was that part of the game plan that you felt pretty confident in attacking them through the air?
We definitely thought we had um, a better matchup on the outside at receiver than they did corner. It's definitely something that we wanted to attack, and we ended up getting the better of them there in the back end. But it's kind of we're prepared. We go into a game prepared to win a game any way we can, whether that's
Yeah.
running it, throwing it. It's just kind of how the game the game goes, and that one was more in the air. We've had games in the past that have been more on the ground. So I think that we've proven as an offense that we can win both ways if we need to throw it or if we need to run it, which is a big deal.
You mentioned getting out to the early start. Offense seems like it's in a good place, but you guys go into halftime down in that game. How do you guys just kind of battle that adversity in a game where it feels like you guys kind of beat up on them in the first half, but still were somehow down at half?
Yeah, that was the most impressive part of the game, in my opinion. Just the if you want to call it the lack of or people not getting down. So like the lack of that, I guess. Nobody really flinched. We got into halftime. Score is what it is, but no matter what, if we were gonna jog into that locker room 0-0, if we were up or if we were down, we were gonna act like it was 0-0. So we knew that if we kept just playing our game, we would get the better of them. We just had to play UConn football. It was unfortunate that they got that last second touchdown there, but credit to them, they executed well there in that 2 minute. Um, but we were able to kind of bounce back there coming out of halftime, which was really impressive.
Yeah. How big was that first drive coming out of the half? You guys get the ball to go down there and get some points on that.
I think that was one of the bigger drives of the game. Just being able to respond, like you said, that touchdown there at the end of the half. Um, if we go three and out there, or we kind of stall out and punt, give it back to them, they got a chance to make it a two-score game. So being able to put points on the board coming out of halftime is always something that we emphasize, and especially the touchdown, which was big. I think that changed the momentum of that game in the second half.
I have a feeling I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Being an offensive guy, when you're on the road, you guys win the coin toss. You usually want the ball first,
Um,
or do you like it coming out of the half, knowing you got a chance to put up some points coming out of halftime, making some adjustments?
yeah, I don't really. I mean, I love getting the ball first just because you spent the whole week preparing and like kind of got these plays that you want to run. But I don't really have a preference. I love getting the ball at half too as well to be able to do what we did at BC.
Yeah. I know we've talked a lot about some of the different offensive weapons that you've got to work with. I don't think we've talked about Juice Vereen a lot on this podcast. He obviously has a big game. Take us through what stands out about his play to you.
Um, but the biggest thing is just the different things that he's able to do. We're able to flex him out. We're able to get him in the backfield, play him at the true tight end position. That's the biggest thing that sticks out. And he's learning all those different positions and different things that he has to understand, which is it's impressive to see him learn all those things and then be able to execute it at a high level. Um, he's been kind of right on the verge of getting a touchdown and finally got his first one, and then it comes in bunches and he got two. So that was cool to see. It's good for him. Um, but Juice being the guy that he is, he just has that chip on his shoulder just like he always does, and he's going to prepare like he always does.
Yeah, I think in the game, Sarah, I think eight, nine guys caught at least one pass. I mean, what does it just say about the fact that you've got so many guys that you can really throw the ball to?
It's a difference maker, no doubt. When you're able to spread the ball around, excuse me, when you're able to spread the ball around, and it doesn't really matter who's catching the ball, you're expecting, yards after catch. It's something that is very valued in this offense, I would say. So it's just big time having those guys, especially out of the backfield and the tight end position, and then obviously at receiver. Um, it's cool. It's cool to have as a quarterback for sure.
I'm curious just to get inside your head a little bit. There were a couple of big, deep balls where guys were just wide open. Do you get surprised in the moment seeing how open some of these guys are? So I know you had the big one there, obviously, that led to a touchdown.
You try not to be surprised by anything in a game. It's more of those things like don't miss this one. Sometimes those are the hardest ones. You're so open that you think about it too much. But so no, I try not to be surprised. But when the receivers, are running routes as good as they are and they get that open, I just have to do my job and put it on.
Yeah. Along with doing your job, I feel like I'm a baseball announcer here who's in the middle of calling perfect game or a no hitter. So I won't say exactly what you've done such a good job at doing this year because I don't want to jinx anything. But you've done a great job at managing to get the ball to your guys. I'll leave it at that. What's been key to limiting any mistakes out there?
Biggest key that kind of gets undervalued is the protection. Turnovers happen when a QB feels rushed or kind of isn't able to get to his progression, so he forces it somewhere. And my O line's done a great job of keeping the pocket clean and allowing me to get to three or four in the progression. And that's a big difference. Some people might not realize that, but that's a lot, in my opinion, how a lot of turnovers happen. And
Yeah.
fortunately enough, the O-line play has been great, and same with the receivers. Sometimes a 50-50 ball, it doesn't really feel like a 50-50 ball now. They're going up and they're just going and getting it, and it feels like our guys are going to come down with it.
I'm glad you bring up the O line there because just from watching Saturday, I mean the O line's been great all year, but it seemed like in particular on Saturday, it seemed like it was just at another level. And I know in the past watching UConn football, it hasn't always been that way, especially when going up against a P4 opponent. How did you feel the O line did on Saturday? Because again, just from my base level understanding of things, it looked like they did a great job.
No, you're right. You're hitting it right on the money. They played a really good game. Um, yeah, I mean, I was clean all day. The pocket was very clean all day. That's why a lot of the stats that I had and the receiving yards that we had were due to the protection. And they don't get it mistaken. BC had some good pass rushers. They blitzed a good amount,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like they had an easy task in front of them. But they stepped up to the plate and they had a heck of a game. I know they want to run the ball more, as they told me. So that's just the O line in them. But they played a heck of a game. I'm really proud of those guys, and now we just got to keep it rolling.
Yeah, I feel like it's now 2 games in a row where we could talk about you putting up career high stats. How do you feel about your game just right now and where it stands, being able to put up these big numbers week in and week out here?
I think it's a testament to how this offense is playing and how we're operating. We're able to do a bunch of different things. We're able to go fast. We're able to huddle. We're able to do things in different personnels. We're able to run the ball. We can throw it. We can shoot it out quick and let guys go get yards. So that's the biggest thing is just being so versatile, in my opinion, that we're able to do so much that it may make us a little bit harder to defend because we've proven that we can do a bunch of different things.
The win Saturday now brought you guys to winning 4 in a row here. That you guys are on this streak here. What do you think? I mean, obviously, it was came off a tough 2 game stretch with the back-to-back OT losses. But what do you think you were able to take away from those 2 losses that have now led to this success and really have you guys in a good spot here?
It's always tough, losing a game, especially losing a close one that you feel like you could have won or should
Yeah.
have won. But no matter what, it's a loss is a loss. So you try to take away, the positives if you can. Even though sometimes it can be hard to. Just as competitors, you want to win so bad that when you lose, everything seems down. But I think just the leaders on the team being able to keep the ship moving forward, staying focused on the positive, knowing that we were going to break through soon and kind of get over that hump, um, which we did, which was big. But now winning 4 straight is the same as losing 2 straight. In my opinion, no, you gotta keep going this way. You can't kind of level off and be satisfied just because we're winning that look past things that we need to get corrected. So there's always room for improvement, just like after a win. So that's what we're focused on now.
Yeah, I know we've been talking about some areas of focus, areas of improvement throughout the season as you've been on the pod. But now at this point, having played 7 games, what's kind of the next level for you guys if you want to take your game to where you really want to see it over these last 5 games here?
Yeah, I mean, you're always chasing perfection, so we're always going to look to better ourselves no matter what game it is in the season. But I think right now, we got to focus on staying on the field on third down, and scoring in the red zone. I think those are 2 big things. I mean, not just scoring, but scoring touchdowns. Sometimes these games come down to, as we've seen, one possession game. So that field goal to that touchdown could be the difference. And we got to focus on getting the ball in the end zone when we're in the red zone and staying on the field on third down.
Yeah, I know in my just from my opinion of watching games, I know when we talked back, at Syracuse and Delaware, I know there was a focus on being able, maybe situational play calling down the stretch when you got a chance with the ball to kind of put the dagger in there. It seemed like this past weekend against BC, you guys really made that leap to the next level where you really had a chance to put them away and you did. Is that something that you feel that the team has improved upon as you've gone through this season?
Yeah, yeah. I think, you think back or you look back at that Syracuse game, we were up score. We weren't able to convert and get another score to kind of put it away. Delaware, same type of deal. We're up. We were up a field goal, had the ball, they went down, scored, to put it to overtime, and now you look back at last week, we were able to kind of get that final touchdown that kind of seemed to be the dagger. You never want to feel like the game's over until it says 0-0-0. But when you're able to go up two scores on a team that late in the game, you got trust in the defense that they're going to get a stop, and that if we get the ball back, that we're going to be able to end the ball in our hands in the 4 minute, run the clock out.
Yeah. I know you mentioned about striving for perfection and kind of maintaining that level still while you're on a four-game winning streak here, not getting too high. But I've got to assume the vibes around the team in the locker room right now are pretty high, and you're able to feel some of that momentum building from what you guys have done over the past few weeks here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, winning's contagious. When you win, sometimes it seems like everything's going right, but it just brings me back to not everything is going right. We got a lot to improve. We got a lot to prove still. We're only 5-2. We're just over half a season, so we got to continue to build this thing in the right direction.
Yeah. Throughout these episodes, we've talked about Coach Morrow, we've talked about Coach Samus, but I'm curious to talk a little bit more about Coach Tracy because I don't think we've talked about him at all. And he's new to the program as the quarterback coach. What has he meant to you, and how has he helped your game?
It's always different when you get a new coach. Sometimes they have different philosophies and they teach maybe the same concept a different way. So, there's can get used to that sometimes in the front, but he's done a great job of bringing in the stuff that he likes, pass game wise, and then teaching it to me. He keeps it pretty simple, allows me to play fast and be decisive. He's great at teaching new concepts. Um, so I guess in that regard, and it's always good to get a different view on things, whether it's a defense or a route concept, just getting somebody else's perspective on that,
Yeah.
because then you kind of pick up on things you might not have picked up before. So you're just taking those little hints here and there just to kind of build your game. So he's definitely taking my game in the knowledge perspective to the next level of seeing defenses or different coverages, and then also our concepts.
Yeah. Um, as we look through the rest of the schedule here, you got the game at Rice this week, and it's your last road game before you got three at home here. Just give me some initial thoughts on Rice.
Pop in, no, pop in. What's up? Alex Honick. Oh, you got to get in.
Dude, you
Oh,
blurry.
Ah, there it is.
My
there we
bad.
go.
I'm trying to catch a ride back home. I'm sorry.
No,
Go
go
ahead, ask your question.
What's the question? I want to
What
hear.
was the question?
go for it. You got the road game at Rice. Just give me some initial Rice thoughts, and then how nice will it be to get to come home and know you've got three in a row at home after that?
Yeah, just got to looking at the Rice. Still early in the week, but played them last year. They were tough. They're a physical team. I forget the final score. I think it was 17-10 us. So it was a tight one. They kind of shut us down a little bit. They had our number there offensively. So they're a good defense. I think the record's 3-4. They're coming off a bye, which is always good. They're gonna have some guys back, maybe.
Yeah.
They're gonna have some extra time preparing for us, so we're gonna need to have a good week of practice. Use every rep that we can, and then how many home games in a row did you say? Three?
I think it's three. Yeah, yeah, because you'll get
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's
UAB,
awesome.
Duke,
So
Air
that'll be
Force. Yeah.
that'll be good. That'll be good to have. But right now, just focused on Rice.
Awesome. Well, Joe, I appreciate it. Alex, thanks for making a quick appearance there. Always good to get some other faces in here as well. So, Joe, best of luck this week down at Rice. Keep up these numbers and look forward to chatting with you again next week.
All right, Jared. Thanks for having me.